Makima's dead? Only Chainsaw Man can deliver content and episodes like this one. Only Chainsaw Man, dog. How you go from the beginning of the episode being so freaking just outlandishly raunchy to by the end of the episode, I am near freaking tears. Only Chainsaw Man can start off an anime episode and have your pants bothering you, and then by the end of the episode, your eyes bothering you with tears and water. You know what I'm saying? Like, dog, this episode of Chainsaw Man just wow, oh wow, a lot to digest, not only in terms of the story, but also there's something that needs to be said about a few different things when it comes to the aesthetics. Let's talk about art and animation. Definitely noticed, especially in the first scene with Denji and Himeno in the bed, a lot of mixture between 2D and CG in that entire scene. I believe that part of the episode was like about 7 minutes or so, and there was a lot of mixture in there, and it was somewhat noticeable, but credible enough that I could say like maybe there was a couple of little standout parts, but overall they did a good job of blending it. Arguably some of the best jobs I've seen of them blending it. Again, it wasn't perfect. Like, there was a scene when Himeno was coming back from, I believe it was the kitchen, and you see like part of Denji's body on the bed, and then you see Denji on the bed, and it kind of looked a little weird as she's walking in. But then there was a lot of scenes, like in particular when she was trying to seduce Denji, that looked great. Like, it was a really nice blend of 2D and CG, and I'm not sure how they're getting it done, but they got it done, because that whole scene in general, the lighting was beautiful, the camera angles, cinematography, so to speak, in terms of the way it was done, it just looked freaking awesome and very good for something that is not, you know, so much so welcomed and oftentimes frowned upon, 3D CG. They did a great job. Now let's talk a little bit about the contents of that part, because essentially the nightmare continues from the puke that Himeno left Denji in his, oh god, it was just so gross, to them being laid up in bed, and essentially, as Himeno pointed out, essentially Himeno somewhat taking advantage of Denji. It's so weird because Denji is, you know what I'm saying, he's not necessarily an adult, and then you got Himeno, the adult, that's inebriated. Like, dog, this is just a sloppy, really bad mess and a recipe for disaster. Yeah, because it's just like, what the hell, dog? But ultimately, as Himeno is racing towards the prize, so to speak, Denji's finally about to see the promised land. He damn near was about to give up on Makima. There's a lollipop in his pocket on his jeans as Himeno's taking it down, and it brings Denji to, it kind of felt like, I couldn't tell if that was right after Himeno puked in Denji's mouth, or was that just Denji having a vision of, no, I don't want to do this, because it seemed like this was a flashback of Denji talking to Makima about like the taste of puke in his mouth won't go away and how he got the lollipop. But then at the same time, I'm like, was there enough time? Didn't they have like that whole thing where she puked in his mouth and then they were in the restaurant and then they dipped? Like, when did that conversation happen? It must have happened obviously off screen and probably in between after Denji got puked in and at the same time before they left the restaurant, because I'm still there like kind of a little slippery on the time. But either way, it just demonstrated that despite the fact that a lot of people have kind of been throwing up some red flags about Makima, ultimately Denji wants Makima. That's the one he wants. So much so that, yeah, it doesn't get explicitly explained how it happens, but nevertheless, Himeno and him didn't get down. Denji didn't take it all the way home. Himeno is passed the hell out and he's on the floor with his lollipop. So congratulations, fam. You got a lollipop and another day of hope for Makima. But I don't know, dog. Like, yo, Himeno, she shot up there in terms of best girl. In fact, when it was manga time, I ain't gonna lie, Himeno was one of my ride or dies that I was just like, I love Himeno so much. Chainsaw Man just has some really awesome characters, dog. From the Denjis and Akis to the Powers, Makimas, and Himeno. Like, Chainsaw Man just rocks out with characters. But following that really romantic and awkward and gross scene all in one, it flashes forward to Makima is on a train ride. She's getting ready to meet with some big wigs to discuss politics, and she's a little bit nervous and even reflecting over the whole situation of, yo, those drinks was kind of nice, even though that would not be what I'd be thinking about. If anything, I'd just be laughing like, yo, dog, then she got puked on, what the hell? But no, her whole commentary on the night is, man, some great drinks. disregarding the dog that got puked in, but great drinks. When suddenly it went wild, and it's like, yo, dog, for anime only viewers especially, I know y'all probably looking at this like, Makima's dead? Because obviously it's pretty much been shown that Makima is a regular person. She's not a fiend, she's not a devil, she's a human, right? So yeah, she took some bullets, and R.I.P. Makima. It's pretty much like Denji losing his Jiraiya, except if Naruto and Jiraiya had a weird thing. I don't even know. The terrible comparison. And I'm only speaking that comparison in particular for anime only viewers who have seen what they've seen so far, because yeah, essentially Makima, you know, the brass, so to speak, the sergeant of this crew, has been gunned down, and it's very much so fitting because we've been going after the Gun Devil. So it kind of makes you wonder, like, dog, is the Gun Devil hunting down, well, we learn a little bit later in the episode they're hunting down one person, but clearly the Gun Devil's striking back, because if all of these people shot up Makima and her staff, then that's probably on orders from whoever this Gun Devil is. And either way, Makima, R.I.P. yo. I know anime only fans are probably like, yo, damn, y'all hyped up this character so much for 8 episodes. Like, dog, it's Chainsaw Man episode 8 and she's already gone. She had a very big part, dog. There would be no Denji if it wasn't for Makima. There'd be no Power and Denji together. Like, she set up a lot of things. So we gotta send a really beautiful salute to our girl Makima. You played your part. You did what you had to do. We're gonna miss you, girl. You was good for what you've done. Also, something really cool that was very even more so sad that the episode had was the fact that there was a conversation between Denji and Himeno prior to anything going down. Apparently, after they had their little awkward encounter in the bedroom, so to speak, they had breakfast in the morning and basically decided to team up. She said, hey, I will help you get with Makima. You gotta help me get with Aki. I like his face. Done data. We're not even just now comrades, we're friends. And that was very sad and also awkward. Again, Chainsaw Man, imagine the day they do a live action adaptation of this. How? Oh my god. They better get the right actresses. But either way, yeah, live action of this is going to be massively wild, and I know 1,000,000,000% that is coming. Like, it's inevitable. But either way, as they're dining at some restaurants, you know, they got their plan intact, so to speak. They still haven't even heard word of what happened with Makima yet. There's some weirdo in the diner that starts talking to them, and I ain't gonna lie, I would be looking at him like, dog, you know what I'm going through right now, fam? I just passed off on some grade A stuff right here. I'm in love with a woman that treats me like a dog. Can you just shut up? Like, that probably would have been me. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, yo, dog, I got mad shit on my mind. Can you shut up? Like, I don't care. Like, shut up. And then I probably would have got sliced like tofu, because hey, this dude next to them turns out to be some sort of devil with katanas sticking out. But I ain't gonna lie, it was a little bit weird when he pointed out that picture of him as a kid with the grandfather and said, Denji, you really liked him, right? Or some shit like that. I was like, you know him? Or is this dude nuts? Like, is he just some schizophrenic dude that is just bugging out right there right now? Like, what the hell is going on, Denji? Or is there some secret ties we don't know about? And it hits the fan in a major way. Things start undergoing, and yeah, a lot of things to process here. For starters, once again, it looked like Aki was summoning his fox, and he was about to create a contract with him, so to speak. And you could definitely see through and through the relationship, whatever it was, between Aki and Himeno on full display. I believe that definitely Himeno, one of the reasons why she did what she did, amongst, hey, just trying to help out, was she rather die than Aki lose years off his life with the whole Fox scenario. But even more so than that, bro, the end of this episode, I witnessed this in the manga a few years ago, and I would throw the argument that this was even better than the manga. This was done even much more impactful, and that's that, again, I have to stress that the manga had me tearing up. The anime, from the musical composition to the art and animation, just shockingly being just beautiful from every freaking frame, from when Aki is going up against this katana man to Denji getting shot in the, like, it just, everything about this episode was flames. But then little by little, as Himeno is using her ghost devil, she basically makes a deal with the devil. Yo, I'll give you all of me if you give me all of you, in terms of use everything that you have at your disposal to defeat this, you know, katana guy, and you can have my entire body. I will no longer exist. And I'm not even gonna lie, that just sad as hell, shattered me. As you've seen little by little through the episode, one of her arms disappear, then another arm disappear, and then at the end all that's left was her eye patch. Dog, Himeno is just Oh my god, everything about her in the short amount of time we had to spend with her, because we're 8 episodes deep and we didn't even meet Himeno till like episode, what, 4 or something like that. Like, it was a short run, but she was such a really awesome character, really fleshed out Aki and, you know, understanding him. Even in this episode alone, she's talking about like, I hope he ain't gonna cry too much, you know, he always privately would cry to me whenever new recruits would die and stuff like that. Like, what do you think is gonna happen? I'm not gonna lie, man, losing Himeno, like, we already lost Makima in the episode, that was one thing, but the Himeno shit was just heartbreaking, tragic, sad, amazingly done in terms of just the way it was written. And honestly, this episode was phenomenal. The most emotional episode of Chainsaw Man thus far, one of the most impactful episodes of Chainsaw Man thus far. It makes you question, where the hell is the series gonna go if Makima and Himeno are dead and Denji shot up too? Like, this is nuts, this is crazy. But this was probably one of the best, if not the best episodes thus far, because even though it had that raunchy nature of a start where I ain't gonna lie, I felt a little bit uncomfortable with the whole scenario in general, it also delivers a lot more than just that. And RIP one of, if not best, gals, Himeno, dog. Like, I still can't even believe it. Like, this episode was freaking phenomenal. And you know that dude that is next to the katana dude that's helping him, oh, you're gonna have hell to pay for what you've done. And the dude, the katana guy himself from the restaurant, oh, you're gonna have hell to pay. They're gonna stomp your lights out, fam, because this was, wow, I don't know, I'm emotional about it. Let me know what you guys think. How did you feel about this episode of Chainsaw Man? How did you feel about the death of Makima? How did you feel about the death of Himeno? How did you feel about the beginning of this episode, the way Denji handled that situation with Himeno basically tossing it at him, so to speak, and him being like, nah, dog, I got this lollipop, you know what I'm saying? I remember the taste of Makima's mouth. I don't need you. And Yoroburo tossing expectations of this episode. I can't stress enough, dog. It's sad. Sad, sad, beautiful art and animation, music. Oh my god, I don't really talk about the endings in these videos like that, but I have to talk about this ending because they got TK, the dude that did the first opening of Tokyo Ghoul, Unravel, you know, Oshi Deo, that dude doing the ending. Oh my god, I would have been fine if that was the ending for the entirety of the anime. The fact that they keep on dropping bangers, the Chainsaw Man OST album is going to be one hell of a purchase because, oh my god, hearing TK screaming, and so freaking perfectly done. Oh my god, now that I think about it, having a character with an eye patch die and they bring in TK, Tokyo Ghoul bonanza. I knew I loved it. But your overall thoughts and expectations for Chainsaw Man episode 9 and beyond. Where do we go from here? Makima dead, Gun Devil approaching, Himeno dead, Aki going through hell. Like, this is, wow, yeah, craziness. I'm Finnev World, and as always, people, have an awesome day. Subscribe and hit that bell to get more. Yeah.